What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Mark Clyde from Rise&Fly. I want to give y'all a personal video today, as I've been on YouTube for approaching 1 year now. I mostly do travel videos and things like that, but today I'm gonna give you a personal video about me. So just trying to give you guys some introspect, I guess, on who I am as a person outside of just being a creator. And in this video I'm going to be explaining why I have no friends, no wife, and no social life at 41 years old. And I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, I have to give a shout out because I did get inspired to do this video by watching a YouTube video of a guy. His name, I believe, is Let Him Know Zoe. And I was really inspired by the honesty that he had portrayed in this video, and it inspired me to open up as well and explain why my life is the way that it is right now. So the story kind of begins as a kid. Of course, when I was young, I was the only son. I had two older sisters, have two older sisters. One is 7 years older than me, one is 3 years older than me. And so growing up, it was just basically, I'm the only boy in the house, you know, and I was the youngest also. So growing up, I kind of, was alone a lot, in my own room, doing my own thing. Occasionally, of course, I did have family members come visit, cousins come by, and, family. But overall, growing up in the house, it was pretty, lonely. I was to myself a lot. So by the time I did end up going to school, I was kind of like, I guess you could say shy. I didn't know really how to interact and make friends very easily. So growing up, I had very few people that I associated with in school, and eventually I did meet some people on my block and became friends with throughout school, middle school and high school. And even then though, I never really liked big crowds of people. I don't know if that had to do with me coming up in a household the way I did, always by myself, but I just never gravitated towards large crowds of people. So whenever I did make friends, it was usually like I just wouldn't let myself easily, open up to a lot of people. So I might have had, like, growing up, I would say total maybe like 3 friends. But really, to me, even some of those people, they had their reasons for, wanting to be around me, whether it be, because they needed something or, whatever the case may be. But I know, truthfully, I could say I had one friend that was like, down for whatever, ride or die, give me his last dollar, and we always was together, growing up, hanging out. I would say from about the age of 13 to I guess I could say 19, after we graduated. And yeah, closest friend growing up. And our teenagers sometimes get in trouble here and there, doing wild stuff, crazy stuff in the street. Long story short on that, a little bit after graduating high school, I'm trying to figure out what to do with my life, and financial situation wasn't too great. Didn't know how I was going to make it if I moved out on my own, so I ended up enlisting to the Army. Once I got in there, that one friend that I had, I mean, we still talked occasionally on the phone, but you know, during like boot camp, you can't talk on the phone at all, so it's like no connection with anybody from the outside world. Once I got out of that and got to my unit, you know, I spoke to him occasionally, but we're in different states. At that time, I was living in Clarksville, Tennessee. That's at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, but it's like right on the borderline. Anyway, yeah. So while I was in there, I've been there for a couple years. I did while I was in there, and we kept in touch. You know, I still had his number. And when I was in there, you know, it was like the same thing all over again. Growing up, it was like I'm meeting new people for the first time, and I don't really know who, like, what's what, you know, who I could really, you know, trust, I guess. So I guess you got to put yourself out there a little bit. So in that case, I did meet some people in my unit that we I hung out with, but I can't really call them, like, I wouldn't say they was like, you know, my friends growing up. Of course, it's people I just met, and we going overseas, getting deployed pretty much right after I got out of basic training, got deployed to go to Iraq as soon as I got to my first duty station. So all these people I'm meeting just for the first time, and you know, you really want to make sure you surround yourself with real people that's going to stand by their word, because these are people that you're going to war with, and you never know what's going to happen over there, and you might need people. Of course, you're going to need people, and you get in a bad situation. So anyway, I did have a couple people that we hung out with on a regular basis, there. Just, you know, we had to stay tight because of the situation we was in. And I did get close to some people, I could say. Unfortunately, in a short period of time of being over there for just 1 year, a lot of things happen. You might meet people that you didn't got close to, and now things happen where, in my case, see some people not make it back, you know, while you're over there. And, you know, people that you might have gotten close to, and something happened to them, and it just made me feel like that's kind of traumatized when you know, tell people a lot about yourself, you get to know people, and next thing you know, they're out your life because they've been taken from you in various ways. In this case, killed at war, you know. And that really kind of did a number on me too, in a way, like where I felt like I didn't want to get too close to people because I, you know, might end up losing them, you know. So fast forward about, I was over there deployed for a year. I get back, thankfully, you know, no loss of limbs or legs or anything like that, in one piece. So I get back home to my hometown, Detroit, Michigan, and I see my friends I grew up with, some friends. You know, at least the one guy that I spoke about as being my main ride or die friend, I still had him when I came home, although other people had also passed away when I got home from things that just happened in the city, you know, bad situations, you know, crazy things. So the couple people that I could call my friends still left on the block. 2 of them was gone from, you know, getting murdered in the city and accidents, you know, vehicle accident. One guy got killed by a car. and the other guy got shot on New Year's Eve. My other friends. So then I only had one friend. And at that point, it really made me, after coming out the military and losing people there and losing friends I grew up with, it really made me start feeling more, standoffish. Like I didn't want to associate with people or let people get too close to me because out of fear, kind of. So shortly after I got back home to Detroit out of the military, at the time the situation pretty bad there, with the economy. That was like, 2004. It just started getting bad, like, the United States, as you guys know, with the recession and all of that. So, wasn't really no opportunities in Michigan at the time. So I ended up moving to Florida because my mom, she found a job here because, situation up there, people getting laid off. She worked for the airline at the time and came down here and found a job here. And when I got out, she said, yeah, you should come down here to Tampa, Florida. So that's where I ended up moving to. About a little less than a year of coming back out the military. So around 2005, I moved down here to Florida. And I talked to my one friend that I had left when I was there. Before I left, like, yeah, just letting them know what's happening. Like, yeah, I just got back, and, it's hard to find things here, man. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with my life. I did manage to save a little money while I was in the military, but not enough really to, get out on my own because, I couldn't find a steady job there to support what I needed to do to move out on my own. So that's when I told him, yeah, I'm kind of thinking about moving to Florida. I think I'm gonna move to Florida. I heard there's more opportunities there. I'm gonna put my mom there, and I don't know how to feel about when he told me this. He was just like, look, man, why you going out to Florida, man? It ain't gonna be no better there for you either. I'm like, man, that's cold. Like, I'm telling you, man, as a, person I grew up with, one of my best friends. And only thing he had to say is like negative stuff about it. So I'm like, well, maybe that's just his way of saying he don't want me to leave. But, as a man, you got to do what you got to do out there. I mean, you got to try to figure out what, everybody got to try to figure their own way in life. So I ended up, after that, we still remained, friends, of course. I ain't, put him down just because he talked negative. But I ended up moving to Florida. And, we stayed in touch over the phone and stuff, years went by. It just kind of like, we spoke less after being apart from each other, I guess. And to the point now where, we're not speaking at all. So the guy that I could say was my one true friend, that I know, is, we're not even in contact anymore. So I don't know, part of that might be, my fault because I moved, and other things, people just, as they grow, they just, grow apart sometimes too. So that's where that's at the moment as far as friends. When I moved to Florida in 2005, I really came down here just to try to, figure out how to get on my feet and get out on my own, because at the time I'm living with my mom and my dad, So I meet people at work and stuff, but after everything that happened, from losing people growing up and losing, people that I became close to in the military, I just kind of stopped associating as much because I don't know, I guess out of the fear of getting close to somebody and then losing them, I guess. And that has, I guess affected me in a number of ways, probably mentally. So it was just difficult for me to bring people close into me again, and enough to make them friends, I guess. And so I did end up meeting people while I'm here in Florida. I did get into a relationship with a female for a number of years, and then I guess you could say we became friends. We were friends as well as lovers, and this brings us to the second point, where why I don't have a girlfriend or relationship at the moment. This is an important piece in that, but I'll get to this first. So first, we meet down here. Been going out. We came close to her. We got close enough where we moved in together. She was definitely, I could say, we kind of fell for each other. I was probably, one of the few times I could say I was in love with somebody, and I believe she felt the same way. And we were we off and on, but we were together basically for about 7-8 years, and to the point where of course we moved in together. We even moved out to another state together, and I felt like if it was gonna be somebody in my life, this was gonna be the person, and we would be together until we were old. I felt like that, at the time. And she even had a kid, and I even played stepdaddy on that. For a number of years. I really wanted to be with this lady, and I had feelings for her and her child, and we worked together as a family for a number of years until, as things happen in a relationship, trust issues come up. Where I feel like I can't trust a person because they done some things, lied or did something behind your back. In this case, it was stealing, And I've been with this girl for a good 7 years. I trusted her completely with a lot of things. I didn't feel like she would ever betray me in a way like this, but I'm gonna tell you guys something that I've told very few people. And like I said, I trusted this girl completely, more than even the bank. I kept money in the house because I felt like she loved me to the point where she would never do nothing to hurt me like that. And maybe I feel stupid, of course, now. But anyway, at the time, we were supposed to be working together towards a unified goal and save money so we could better, have a better future, of course, and be together. And I thought we was working together, but turns out she ended up getting a job and meeting people there, and they get in her head and tell her stuff like whatever. Anyway, enough stuff to get her to go in our bedroom closet that we shared, search the closet, because we were saving money together. And she literally takes money from me after 7 years of being together. So-called love, right? Savings that we both working towards, but I would say, the bulk of it was mine because I was working more at the time and even taking care of her and her daughter. And she steals a good amount of money from me, in the thousands, between $8,000 and $10,000. So at this point, I'm pissed, of course, as you could tell, right? So I'm like, man, I'm with this person. I thought, we had love for each other, and this is how you repay me, if taking care of you, your daughter, all of this. I'm like, man, I'm so down with you on the strength. And I'm like, you gonna pay me that money back, you know what I'm saying? You gonna get out there and do what you gotta do to pay the money back, or you can just, it's over, you know what I'm saying? So, I felt like she kind of, wanted to get the money back, but she claimed that she took the money and lost it, right? And I'm like, okay. And we in Las Vegas at the time. We had moved to Las Vegas. And I'm like, okay, how the hell you lose the money? She's like, oh yeah, I went down to the table and gambled it because I thought I could double it. Somebody told me, I work with it's easy to double your money, and I know we working towards this, and I'm doing it for you. So I'm like, man, you are you serious right now? Are you serious? So basically 2 years of hard work was lost, all because I trusted this person that I believed was the one for me. So, of course, to this day, I didn't get the money back, but that just kind of taught me a lesson. Like, even if a person, claims their unconditional devotion or love for you, that don't necessarily mean that they always got your best interest in heart. So that right there also made me push back a lot more from, not only like trying to figure out who's my friends, but also now who could I even trust, So after that happened, of course, we ended up breaking up. It was a nasty breakup, but ended up moving back to Florida, and she was from here, so she ended up coming back as well. We still kind of like, I still was on her when she got back, because she wanted to try to make it up to me. I tried to give her another chance, we get back together somewhat when we were in Florida, but it didn't quite work out because the trust was gone. Could never trust her again, So I had to move on from that, and now I'm alone once again. Totally alone. Don't even want to be bothered socially or anything like that, So that's the reason why I have no friends, no wife, no relationship, no social life. And I don't know how long it's gonna be this way, man. Like, it's been a little while now. I'm still trying to learn how to, heal and grow. And I'm really kind of just working on myself right now as a person, and just trying to find my way through life, And that's why I decided to share this video with you guys today. I hope you guys can get something from it. It kind of felt good just getting it off my chest after, not being able to express these things over the years. So I hope you guys get something of value out of it, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And till next time, peace.